While many were worried that Tom Cruise suiting up again as Pete Maverick will be a ride into the danger zone of obsolescence, Top Gun Maverick has proven them wrong. Once again, it was proven that time is powerless against a legendary story like this. And while we're still under impressions, rumors are spreading around that a third film is possible to happen. Stay here and find out all the interesting details.
Must admit, I wasn't expecting an invitation back.
They're called orders, Maverick. You two have something in common.
Almost 4 decades after the release of the 1986 classic Top Gun, Tom Cruise once again put on the military pilot uniform and performed as Pete Mitchell in Top Gun Maverick. After many delays in preparation, the movie finally came on May the 27th, and what a comeback it was! Even though there were doubts from the film critics and almost nobody expected that the new Top Gun movie will overcome its predecessor, the movie surpassed all expectations and became a huge hit. With a budget of $170 million, Maverick managed to gross almost $1.5 billion worldwide, which makes him the highest-grossing film for 2022 and also the highest-grossing in Tom Cruise's career. But what made the movie so special? Well, everything. The cast, crew, the visual effects, the story. The movie brought together Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise together once again, and they were the only actors who reprised their roles from the first film. The action takes place 30 years after the events in Top Gun 1. Now, Pete Mitchell, aka Maverick, returned to the US Navy Strike Fighter Tactics Instructor Program, where he's working as a trainer for a group of new graduates pilots. But his work will experience difficulties when Admiral Hammer Chester will decide to quit the training program in favor of founding a program of drones. Unhappy and furious about the decision, Pete will make something that will put his work at risk. To save the program, Maverick will change the flight plan in the upcoming test from Mach 9 to Mach 10 to meet the program's contract specification, but this will result in a prototype being destroyed and Pete is in danger to lose his job. But his former rival Admiral Ton Iceman Kaczynski, who's now commander of the US Pacific Fleet, is there to protect him from being grounded. Kaczynski will suggest that Pete train a group of graduate pilots to execute a life-risk mission which includes blowing up an unsanctioned uranium tank. At the start, Maverick has lots of doubts, but after realizing that his deceased best friend's son is in the group, he'll agree to the challenge. But Pete will have to face another downfall after the death of Lieutenant Iceman. Now that he's left with no one to protect him, Pete is finally grounded. He'll have to prove that he's the right man to lead the team in the dangerous mission. To prove that, Pete will make an unauthorized flight of the simulated course with the original parameters, and he'll prove that this could be done. This will finally convince the officials, and they'll finally appoint Maverick as a group leader.
Is he ready now?
This is just a little warm-up for those of you who still haven't seen the movie. And hit that like button below the video if you haven't done it by now. No, really, this is only a little of everything that happens in the movie. But enough retelling, let's now focus on what follows next. And believe me, it could get even more interesting in the near future. But can we really hope that Top Gun 3 is possible? The second movie laid the foundations for this since it presented a whole new group of actors, and that's what makes us think that Top Gun will get its trilogy. We can't speak for any potential release date at this point because only 6 months have passed from the Maverick premiere. It took 12 years for the development of the movie to finish since it started in 2010. Back then, it was planned for Tony Scott to sit in the directorial seat, but sadly he passed away, and that was a reason for another big delay. The production continued in 2017 when Joseph Kosinski took the directorial place, and the plan was for the film to be released in July 2019. Then the pandemic came, and after several other delays, it finally hit the big screens in 2022.
If you lost your wingman up there, you keep fighting. You wouldn't just give up.
Now we can hope that we won't wait for another 36 years for Top Gun 3. Well, who would imagine then an 89 years old Tom Cruise as a pilot? It must be sooner rather than later, but everything right now is pure speculation, but probably there will be more information about the potential release date in 2023 after Paramount Pictures studio summarizes all the impressions of Top Gun Maverick. Now let's see who could reprise their role in the potential third film. Surely we won't see Val Kilmer anymore as Iceman. Pete's guardian angel will die from throat cancer, and it will be an off-screen death. We remember that he and Maverick do get to say goodbye in Kilmer's only scene in the movie. You probably remember how emotional this scene was. Many of Kilmer's lines were typed out on a computer screen, but he will manage to tell Maverick that he's needed by both the Navy and Goose's son. It's always possible that we could see some cameos of Iceman in the next movie. On the other hand, Tom Cruise himself has yet to decide whether he'll reprise his role in a third film. According to many rumors, Maverick could be the last time we saw Cruise in the franchise. It's more possible that Top Gun 3 will focus more on the younger pilot group led by Miles Teller's Rooster. This could be understandable since Top Gun Maverick gave Cruise's character a perfect ending. So maybe or maybe not, it's time for you to smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell below the video. No, really, it's maybe time for a bunch of new young guys to seal the glory. Of course, this is only a rumor right now, and the official announcement is yet to come. There were many other names in the cast crew, and I suppose it's safe to say that we can see the whole group of young graduates come back and reprise their roles. And if the movie focuses on Maverick's transition to civilian life, then we could probably see Jennifer Connelly as Penny. Now let's see how much different can Top Gun 3 and what could be the potential plot for the movie. Even though we can't imagine the story without Tom Cruise in it, until now the actor neither accepted nor refused to return in a potential third film. The director Kaczynski, in a recent interview for IndieWire, said that he'll have to try the same recipe. Kaczynski said that he had to fly to Paris to convince Cruise to play Maverick, and maybe he'll have to do the same for the third film. Although he's not a pessimist.
Penny around?
She took Amelia on a sailing trip.
Did she say when she'd be back?
Miles Sellers, who portrayed Lieutenant Bradley Rooster and about whom it may be said is the new potential leader, said that he already spoke to Cruise about the possibilities, and he's also optimistic for the sequel. For ET Online, the actress said that it's all up to Tom. Jay Ellis, who portrayed Lieutenant Ruben Payback Fitch, is also excited about the idea of a third film. In an interview for People, Ellis said that he'd love to do it again and he would like to work with Cruise in another movie. Unfortunately, Hollywood insider Matthew Belloni recently said that currently there are not any discussions about a sequel to Maverick, but this can't mean that the movie won't happen at all. If you take a look at Tom Cruise's movie career, you'll see that he'd had multiple projects in the works that feature him returning for sequels. The actor is currently busy with Mission Impossible 7 and 8, and we have yet to listen for his opinion of the potential Top Gun 3. Some leaks say that the movie could reveal how Iceman and Maverick became close friends throughout the years. It's been 36 years between the two films, so there's a big gap, and we don't know what was happening between these two in the past years. The opportunities for Top Gun 3 are limitless at this moment, and maybe no one still knows how the story could go. We can just hope that Tom Cruise will give answers anytime soon, when we will have better clues about what follows. Until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.